Welcome back to the beautiful Spartan Center here on the campus of Milton Hershey High School. I'm Gary Sutton. Alongside of me is Charlie Hartwick and another guy who he's elusive, I understand. Jerry Waters. They call him the Godfather around here. He's in the house right now, but with the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board, and so excited about the sponsorship partnership with you this year. Jerry, thank you so much for being with us here on wrestling, here on High School Sports Live on ABC 27.
Well, we're happy to be here, and on behalf of my chairman, Skip Bryan, board members Bob Marcus and Tim Holden, and executive director John Mesker, we're extremely happy to be partnering with High School Sports Live this year. It's an opportunity that came forth, and we're just extremely pleased to help everyone bring what I think has been some great programs over the schedule. And the wrestling, I'm a big wrestling guy, and to be here at the district team championships is quite an honor.
I coached at Columbia for a number of years. You were telling me a little bit of your lineage there, and you were a wrestler with a couple guys from Columbia, right?
Actually, Aaron Onspach, who was a PIAA AA state runner-up, and then took his talents up to Penn State and ended up being a national NCAA Division I runner-up. His father and I were teammates at RIT, and Jim Onspach, and I owe Jim a lot of thank yous. He traveled, or I traveled with him. He was a senior when I was a freshman, and he dropped me off in Harrisburg on his way back to his home. Yes, I have some lineage down there as well.
Jerry, this trying to bring wrestling to Central Pennsylvania sports fans and to continue to provide the quality of wrestling and the schedule we did this year would not have happened without the support of our sponsors. The PLCB was a big sponsor that has enabled us to continue to bring what I think some of the best wrestling anywhere in the state and in the country to fans, and the response has been phenomenal. I know you've got a couple of programs that you're attempting to try to discuss related to why you've been involved. People want to know why PLCB would be involved with High School Sports Live in an attempt to help our kids. And can you explain to us a little bit about some of the programs that you're trying to promote and you've got going on that are really making a difference?
Well, sure, George. As you know, I'm the Director of Regulatory Affairs for the Liquor Control Board, with responsibilities over the Bureau of Licensing, the Bureau of Consumer Relations, and the Bureau of Alcohol Education. And through our Bureau of Alcohol Education, we have what we call small media buys. And we have worked diligently in the communities when individuals or entities come to us to do something positive in the community and to get the alcohol education message out there. As you know, the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board has a zero tolerance for underage drinking.
Right.
So this demographic here of high school wrestling and high school sports gives us an opportunity to get into those arenas, speak to them, and help the parents have a discussion on alcohol. At the Liquor Control Board, we have three major programs that we deal with respect to this demographic. From about the middle school up, we have one program that we have that really takes care of K through 12 is our poster contest. And every year we have a poster contest where we solicit schools to get their young people involved in doing a poster with respect to underage drinking and zero tolerance and not to do it. And we end up at the Capitol and we award different grant money to the winners. We also have our grant program, which the board has dedicated over $2 million on grants in the 2013-2015 cycle. And those grants go to communities, law enforcement, and schools on the benefit the communities on teaching a message of the dangers of underage drinking. And we just launched a new program, which I'm really excited about. As you know, the kids today are very technically sound, you know, with their smartphones, and so we have are going to have a contest, a video contest of 15 to 30 seconds. We've sent it out to all high schools and home schools as well to get them to produce a video on just basically no clear line on the use of alcohol and not to use it until you become of proper age, which is 21 in the state of Pennsylvania.
You know, Jerry, you talk about a zero tolerance. I think it's really good. And again, one of the things you have to do, and you mentioned this, is have the community reinforce those values as well. But I think you're also a great fit here with wrestling because you look at these young men out here today and the proactive discipline it takes with their bodies and the things they have to do to be ready to wrestle. I think you're also add to that, hey, also proactively make sure that you're ready to handle alcohol at a later age. But again, knowing that there's a cutoff point right now, that's one of the things you just can't do, and yet come out here and be a wrestler on the stage here on the high skill level that these young men showed today.
Well, I think you're exactly right, and scientific evidence supports that. You know, the brain continues to develop up until you're 22 years of age. This format with high school sports and especially wrestling gives kids an opportunity to be involved in something positive. As the three of us know, athletes are and no matter across the nation and I would say in the world are looked up to as role models, right? And if the masses within the school will follow their athletes. And when we have athletes that are dedicated to doing the right thing and using the correct activities to benefit them along the way, I think that's just a positive role model. And George and I, you know, having been wrestlers and coaches, understand that we may be a little biased, but wrestling is a different criteria with respect to maybe some other sports. It's not to say other sports isn't important, but the dedication that a wrestler has to put in, the discipline, the character. You know, we just seen the AA championship, and you know, we saw some pins. You know, and when you get pinned in wrestling, you got to get up and shake the opponent's hand and walk off. And that if that doesn't build humility, I don't know what does.
But again, you're looking at a sport here where 1 pound makes a difference. Your wits have to be around you. You have to be sharp. And all those things can be dented at this age, George, by alcohol.
Well, the message is, you know, you can't drink underage. And if you want to figure out a way to perform at the highest level, represent your school, and whether you ask for it or not, Jerry mentioned it, you become the role model. And kids are going to watch and follow what you do. And if we've got that message coming out today, we're going to certainly do a positive step in making sure these athletes continue to perform and the right message to deliver. There's a time for you to be able to engage in those activities. Those times are when you're of legal age in Pennsylvania, and as you're a student athlete, you can't afford to go down that road, and we ask you to model the behavior.
Sure. I would also say that everyone that's listening, take an opportunity to go to our website. That's www.lcb.state.pa.us, and to the Alcohol Education Bureau site. There's so much information for parents, for students, for high school teachers, just for the public to find out that what we're doing and what the Liquor Control Board does with regards to our mission to educate the public on the use and misuse of alcohol and our zero tolerance with respect to underage drinking.
Jerry, you're a great partner in high school sports and high school wrestling this season. Thank you so much. Jerry Waters and the PLCB with us here this season, the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board. And there you see Spartan Hall. We're getting all ready for our next match, the AAA match between two teams that have not been too much strangers to each other. In fact, this will be the 6th time they've hooked up in the finals. We're going to talk more about that in a few minutes. Cumberland Valley Central Dauphin once again 47-15. Boiling Springs winning the AA District 3 wrestling match. They will head to States next week at the Hershey Giant Center. We thank all of you for watching here this afternoon. We'll take a break and we'll be back with a AAA matchup here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.